Seems like the stories here never have a happy ending.
I can't wait to see how this turns out.
Yeah.
It needs a more romantic touch.
Ah,
I think the next
okay. So we continue where we left off
two cases are
a few weeks ago.
in detail
Yeah.
guide the
We were investigating about something I don't remember. But I remember we were underground or something.
No time to lose.
No time to lose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. We are back. Now we're gonna be detective. Search the underground passage for clues. Clues. We can interact with that thing and then the cart over there. Let's find this thing. This should be the control device of the trolley. Oh,
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why would there be water here?
maybe it was for a trick.
Oh, Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the jug over only for the water to disappear? And here's a broken vase! Huh. Did the trolley knock it down while moving?
That can't be. The trolley moves along tracks from start to finish. It couldn't have hit the vase at this distance.
Let's note this down too and think about it later.
Broken flower vase. Huh. There are many pieces of broken flower vase. Okay. That counts as a clue, right? I think. Okay. So we have broken flower vase. Did that already. The ladder. Oh,
What's this?
it's the rope.
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope.
Hey, yo, I can get stuff on
There's
watching.
all
Hey,
kinds of odds and
what
ends
stuff?
here.
Is that the first time?
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
What stuff are you talking about?
Whatever it is, let's make a note of it first.
Drop hook rope. We got a rope and a broken flower vase. What is this? Active drops? What are you talking about? I have no idea what the heck active drop is.
These are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing, right? Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
Right. And do you really need to do that if you're kidnapping them? is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective anymore.
Young lady clues. Okay. So we have 3 clues now. How about this? Not important. How about this? Oh. Examine trolley, investigate.
Whoever the murderer... Why would it be him? Gosh. No wonder the serial disappearances never got solved. We all heard that noise, didn't we? The performance would not have
Twitch
been
drops? That never happened before?
What is this place?
Looks like a van.
It seems someone could fit through here.
How many followers do I have?
Could this have been the suspect's escape route?
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another
I like his
person with
voice.
them, space
Alone,
would be too narrow.
perhaps. With
There are no other ways in or out of here.
and Linne and Lynette were in the 2 magic boxes.
Oh, you're right. Let Paimon write that down.
Tunnel van.
Seems we're just about done investigating down
Return
here.
to the surface. Okay.
Yes. Let's head back up.
Can you claim something from the chat or some from the chat box or whatsoever? Eh, shit. Examine ladder. Oh my god, this is why I hate playing 2 games. This Wuwa, the interact button is circle, and this one is square. Let me go.
Well, we've ascertained the state of the crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns. Seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle.
Demogel.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape through the vent?
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to the Opera House's basement. The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no one was found hiding there.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then. You know, like the kind you usually see in novels.
It will seem so.
The plot thickens. Halsey's disappearance and Cowell's death are both quite inexplicable. No wonder Farina was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Linny and Lynette.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
Charges and then trial.
Wait,
So if the charges
Paimon's
are
wearing
upheld,
different
they'll announce
glasses
a
now.
sentence?
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the Oratrice will hear statements from both sides.
The Oratrice will too?
That's right.
What's
This
Oratrice?
is how indemnitium is produced. The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the Oratrice. To put it simply, it's as if the Oratrice has its own will, and is a judge in its own right.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice.
Fascinating.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision.
What's fascinating, by the way?
Too, will be used by the Oratrice as a reference.
Is it like
Then,
amazing,
Finally, the Oratrice will be consulted
but
by
sounds
officials.
different?
The
Same
result
meaning?
it returns is the will of justice itself.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides? Paimon thought Neverlet called the shots.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment, which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice. Yes, the guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place before the trial.
Huh? Why?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related to the case.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties, or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case. And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information about the case ahead of time.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
His voice sounds like Nicolas Cage.
Whoa! There's no need for that! Paimon thinks they have a point. That's...
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack of options. I'm afraid that catering to all tastes is not in the cards, nor is any guarantee of balanced nutrition.
Now is not the time to be picky.
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I was hoping to take you to try some of Fontaine's famous desserts, too. I mean, what better way to properly think through our findings than over some tea and sweets?
Huh. Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all. Just kidding! Just kidding! Paimon will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make some.
Huh? Here? But how?
Understood, demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Wait, you're carrying a portable stove with you?
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy strikes her.
Hmm?
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it. Please sit tight for a moment. You'll get to taste my awesome snacks soon enough.
These three are quite the interesting group.
Hmm. Oh, so it's a Primojam reward from watch the
And Paimon that it's
live stream of Genshin.
the oven! Oh, it's even
Ah,
better now.
lucky for you.
Paimon
Can I watch my own stream?
From the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon thought you'd have them do more during the baking process. But you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself. Beating the egg whites, grinding almonds, everything.
2 hours. Sure.
And
I'll
I
try.
was giving encouraging smiles.
Depends
Paimon was
on
just thinking,
on the quest. I'm pretty sure the quest is still long, right?
Beating egg whites and baking like this?
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making snacks. Don't underestimate beating egg whites, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to just the right consistency, or your macarons will crack. Anyway, give these a try, fresh out of the oven. There's 3 for each of us.
Only 3?
Hmm.
Well, eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head. You wouldn't be able to think clearly about the case on a sugar rush, would you?
Tea
Is that
ready to
real?
be served as
Sugar
well.
rush?
This is demoiselle's favorite. Strong
Thank
black
you.
tea. No need for concern. I'm merely doing as I should.
I love it
Alright
when
then.
the dialogue pop up so
Down to
early.
business. As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber. However, we can
Secret
assume that Lily
chamber.
and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied its sealed confines.
Hmm.
The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical motive.
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
So apart from the twins.
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
There is no evidence that this third person even exists.
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person.
I don't remember actually what happened
The only people
in this
left to
event.
consider are both technically victims.
What are we
Whether it's the
investigating
missing
again?
Girl, Halsey, or poor Coward.
I like her character design. I will approve if her kid match with my Mono Geo team.
In order to murder Cowell before making her escape?
Oh, but she had no way of knowing how the magic trick worked.
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off. Nor does she have any motive. The guard said that she has never had any dealings with the
She
Magic
looks
Trick's
like
members.
she's from London.
Were we not thorough enough in our search?
You are investigating Linus magic murder show. Oh yeah, yeah.
Into an impossible
Oh
case.
yeah, yeah. The thing fell down. I remember.
Your macarons are amazing though, Navia. They smell great. They're nice and crisp and super sweet.
They are my specialty after all. And I see you've already had 5 of them.
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3, honest.
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough.
Oh, it's fine. Everyone knows how much you love eating.
Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? How could you? If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach.
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. No big deal. Maloose, set up the stove again if you would.
Huh? What are you doing?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Huh.
Exactly.
Now I remember the
Trouble you?
As you wish, demoiselle.
Did Iwan send you a video
have
of
the
a
egg,
guy
sugar, and
like
almonds.
grab lighters on the table like super fast in TikTok?
Wow, this really
I
is
think
your
that was
hobby,
like
huh?
weeks ago he sent that. Maybe it was that guy who grabbed the food on the
That's it
table.
for snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area. I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys, I suggest the 2 of you think the case over again. It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
Alright, thanks for your help and for the snacks.
Yum.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Maloose, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
Hmm. Wait until the trial on the following day.
Defense ready for the trial. Oh, it's probably gonna
8
be a long
a.m.
and difficult case.
Okay, Paimon. Whatever you say. 8 a.m. Oh my god, it's so hard to control with controller. No, I want 8. Oh. 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 Ah. Ah. Downside of using controller. Yeah, it's good to like for fighting. It's fine, but oh shit! What did? Okay, I hope I did not change it because I cannot see it. Wait, following day is the same day, right?
They should
Oh, is
help
it
you in any
tomorrow?
situation.
Oh yeah, it's the same day. Fighting game is nice with controller, but shooting game like Fortnite, Counter-Strike, no way. You have to use keyboard and mouse. Ah. Oh wait. Oh, that's not what I'm supposed to do. I do have some thoughts. But let's take things step by step, shall we?
Good plan. Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands. Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
Thanks, Navia.
Goddamn, I'm hungry.
We'll be going then.
Best of luck to you.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go Family Mart later. I'm gonna eat there. Should I bring my Maggie and my own cup of bowl? There's hot water over there.
Finally.
Hello,
you're back.
Big Harley.
Well, how did your investigation go?
To be honest, you might be disappointed.
Yeah, you're gonna die.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Well, now, don't you all look disappointed. Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed. That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Ugh. Just you wait.
Since both parties are present, I
Hey,
declare
this
that
guy
the
looks
trial
like
regarding the
he's
magic
somewhere
show
from
incident is now in session.
Woo-wah.
Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Linne.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that
Lin-
case, I take your
Linney.
statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within
Linney,
the magic
okay.
box in the audience stand.
Why
once the
don't
trick began,
his
and
parents
thus could
just
not
spell
have
his
committed the
name
crime.
like that?
Is this
Lini. Much
Yes,
like
that's correct, Your Honor.
they can save more ink when they want to write their
In
name
that
on the
case, I
paper.
call upon the prosecution.
But the
Maybe
pronouns is the
Farina.
same
Do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
and more short.
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
That
Objection!
is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And
Finale?
you didn't hear anything else at all?
Finale.
Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
Hey, hang on. Something's not right here.
How could Lini not know about that sound?
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box and I definitely heard the thud.
Oh wait, they're all here. Oh! Oh, this is how they do back then?
Could those mean...
They probably represent the oratrice's stand on the trial. What do you think? You think he's the murderer? I think no, because he is a playable character. So I don't think so.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye. Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence
Oh,
cannot
it's
be
alibi. I thought it's
unfounded,
alibi.
and my foundations are rock solid.
Alibi,
Tell
okay.
me,
New
aren't
information.
you and
I mean, new
Lynette
knowledge.
actually from the House of the Hearth?
Oh,
The House of the Heart?
whoa! They are Fatui?
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatui's doing. Now it
Fatui.
all makes sense.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
It was not an
That's
accident.
irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it.
Script.
The
Holes.
Outlander is speechless. My,
shit.
don't they look
Sorry.
flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting in Discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy. Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
She did it.
Hey, Linny, why didn't you tell us
That
this
bitch
before?
did it. God damn it. She killed the guy.
Order!
Lin.
Order!
Burger,
Mr. Lin,
please.
Allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true?
House of the Heart is the Fatui group, is it? There's no doubt about magician's ability to con others, given how Lini has concealed his identity. This could all have been set up beforehand. Plus, Child is here in Fountain along with all the house operatives. There must have... Oh yeah, Child is here! I forgot. Ajax. I've been a victim of such scheme before, and now...
Please answer my question, Mr. Linney.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
Huh.
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
What should we do now?
Permission to speak, Your Honor.
Granted.
My defense cannot proceed.
In that case, what is your request?
I request a brief adjournment. There are things that must be discussed.
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
Shut the fuck up.
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What
Go
is there
suck
left to
your husband's
discuss?
dick, bitch.
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought. In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Oh, we need proof. We need evidence.
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Yeah, sorry. Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys.
Wait, what? They lied to us?
Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad.
I'm
They lied
very
about what?
sorry.
The Archon? I mean,
know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please,
Fatui?
let me explain. I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before.
Oh yeah,
I
Fatui.
wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset. But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Isn't Ajax also Fatui? Why Traveler and Paimon are fine with him? He lied about where he was. Oh, I see.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
Oh, it is about
That's
Fatui.
right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't
No.
wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything
Child's
would see
friendly.
us spending more effort than
Maybe
we need
because
to.
Child is hot. But how can we know this isn't all just another lie?
Right.
Oh, blank POV.
So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point. You met a Fatus who works as a magician,
Fatus?
a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least...
Are you a scammer?
Sorry. Please forgive us.
Well, you both say that, but...
Explain the other issue first.
Right. Let's hear your answer first, and no lies now.
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick, with the objective of getting close to the core.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box.
What's the big
after
machine in the
jumping into
middle?
the tunnel,
Oh,
I accessed
oh,
the
okay.
Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
And what do you find?
Well, nothing. As
Nothing.
soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came.
What is the air?
On the way back, I saw the broken
ERR.
vase and the clothes on the ground.
I thought
But
it's
the
the
countdown
air.
was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide
Air.
occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
But why do you want to understand how the Oratrice operates?
Because of that prophecy I told you about. of
Hello,
course. We must
Gwenelda.
know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But, like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
I believe in the facts. I will defend you from these charges. I believe that judgment will be dispensed as it should.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is
Stop
that the
grabbing you
schools
guys'
are pretty
tits.
badly against you two.
Whenever
If
they
we want to
talk,
refute
they
the
always
Archon's
look.
accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense.
Actually, we already have the key evidence we need.
Huh?
The adjournment almost over. Let's go back.
Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you mean.
Linny's statement. Linny's claimed that he headed to the chamber. Oh yeah, he told us. Continue taking part in the trial. Continue the trial.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
That took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention. At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective.
Whoa. Based on the opposition's account of event, you can identify loopholes in their statement. Okay. Use evidence and clues obtained during the investigation to refute any erroneous assertions of fact and replace them with new inference. Gotta use the brain now. Fuck. Use your refutations to convince the audience and obtain more support from the people. The Oratrice will display such shift clearly. When you find and refuse all incorrect content, you can complete the cycle of refutation and unveil the truth. Okay. Let's see who's gonna win.
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel.
Okay.
When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud.
Okay.
He did not realize that this sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound. Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Linny red-handed. So Linny proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Linny passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident. And there you have it. That's the truth behind what happened.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description of the events?
The key to refuting Lady Farina
Oh
is
my
the
god, it's
order
my
of events,
voice.
what Linny experienced, and what he saw.
His voice sounds better than the guy from Wuha. Okay. I did not understand anything. Okay. I'll just pick random. Ini, mini, mino, mi, mo.
Seems this won't produce a particularly effective rebuttal.
Huh?
Seems this won't produce.
Huh? Okay. Yes!
According to Linny, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Okay. Into the tunnel and then this one. Eh? Why cannot?
Seems this won't produce a particularly effective rebuttal. Linny went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. This is the actual truth. Linny did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has something to say! When the countdown started, Linny did indeed go into the tunnel. But he immediately used
Hey, I did it!
to access the
What do you mean I'm bad?
basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent.
Yeah, that's true. Take that, Farina. There's no way my boy did that. My boy is innocent. Free him.
Paimon did it! Paimon actually managed to say all that! Wasn't it awesome?
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
Yeah.
That's right!
You got problem? Moreover, I believe my opposition's reasoning is flawed.
My reasoning?
The onstage equipment was clearly tampered with a premeditated fashion.
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Linny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Oh, they have a point.
Oh,
That's right, you tell them! And that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn things around.
Oh, well, your denial is very strident, I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your claims?
how you refute Lini alibis initially?
Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? Why do you ask? You're saying that he wasn't?
Wait, did I? Your claim has now become my weapon. Wait, what? Whoa. Oh my god. What am I? Okay, missing lady. I think they are talking about a missing lady.
Are you sure we don't need to give this more thought? Paimon thinks there's something on.
Oh. Oh yeah, strange sound.
That's right! Linny wasn't in the box or in the tunnel.
God damn,
That's why he didn't hear anything strange
how can I
during the
forget what they're
performance.
talking about like few
This
seconds
means that
ago?
when the crime happened, Linny had already entered the basement.
I'm reading
via
and stuff,
the
but I don't
vent.
remember.
The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! How do you like that?
Well played.
I love Paimon.
To think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Linny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
The murderer was. Select the gear icon in the interface to check. Select. You're reading but not understand. I do understand. But it just I don't save those in my head. The garden's investigation report indicates that the firework released near the end of the show ignite and burn through the rope suspending the water tank above the stage. This caused the water tank to fall, kill Cowell in the box below. If Linny is no longer under suspicion, only the other members of the troupe will have been able to tamper with the props. Linny gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work. By using a box inside a box, the idea was for the box containing the audience member to be transported across via a tunnel underneath. And Linny himself will also use this tunnel to get to the other side. Having changed her outfit, Lynette and her assistant will take charge of on-stage interaction. The clothes belonging to Halsey, the lady who went missing, were found in the tunnel. The reason for this remains unknown. Who was the only person who could possibly have committed the crime? Holy shit, who is this guy? Who is this woman? Oh. Wait, I'll view key information. Let's
The
see.
deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Or did she have her own scheme all along? Could there have been a third person involved? Is that really a possibility?
Yeah, I think so. Ah! Damn it.
The deceased's name is Cowell.
It's this guy then.
Huh? That can't be right. Are you serious? The killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased!
Oh, is that so? How interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then.
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did. and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim.
How Cowell did it?
No one entered or left the Opera House through its entrances. So where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey? The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper. No one entered or...
How can we envisage Linny as having been unable to interfere with the crime? How?
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time.
How can I prove that there was an altercation in the tunnel? How?
It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Linny as well. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel, so there must have been some fear that she would attract attention. No one entered or left the Opera House through its entrance. It would have been tough for both.
Who is the prime suspect currently?
The deceased's name is Cowell.
Where did the missing Halsey go?
The sound we heard may have come from... No one entered or left...
Okay, how can I prove that there was
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. No one entered or left the Opera House.
Where did missing Halsey go?
The sound we heard may have come from a clap.
Huh? How can I prove there was a tunnel?
The sound we heard may have come.
This one?
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel.
Huh?
It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent.
Huh? Oh, so there's one clue's missing. The strange noise could likely have been the sound of Cole and Halsey struggling. Linny was not in the tunnel for 1 minute. This will have given time for Cowell to bring... Oh, so fast, fuck.
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
Where in the world did Halsey go?
I see how it is. So this was all just a bluff. And here I thought you had something to show for it. But it seems you're still far from the truth.
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track? Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result
You
must
are
have been utterly
suspicious
different
yourself.
from the magician's initial design.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely.
Is it?
And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real
Magic.
life person disappear. You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
Magic. What? Could it have been the water?
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents. But do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is no greater sin in this opera house than an awkward delay in the performance.
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Objection!
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Where did Halsey missing go? This one looks new.
The vase was not broken by chance. It was used to cover important evidence. The water.
Yes! I found it! It's the water! It's the flower part. That's the criminal. That's the killer.
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey
Wait, it's not part, it's a vessel, right?
Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind. If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
Oh, just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment.
Shut
How
up.
could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick.
I request that we examine Cowell's personal effects.
Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Linny already knows this truth very well. Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real. We're talking about two completely different things.
Even so, I trust the traveler's judgment. The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
True.
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress. Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased Cowell.
After some time, a guard returns.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separately.
Okay.
The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are water from the primordial sea.
Water.
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice.
Oh wait, there's dark in
The notebook
Tevye?
has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
You've got to be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment.
Hey, Paimon is flying here. You talking about logic?
It's just a coincidence, isn't it?
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowell was targeting that girl... Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order! It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results. But we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Linny, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at all. Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
Who is the prime suspect?
The deceased's name is Cowell.
Yeah, Cowell. What item did the culprit use to control the timing? What item? Control the timing.
The rope that held the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and snapped. As such, the focus here is on the water and not the tank. Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism.
Let's try with this one.
Now it seems like the hook rope was not... The deceased's name is Cow...
What item did the culprit use to dissolve Halsey?
The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic box. Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. Did she have something to do with this? I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box. The rope that held the water tank...
What item did the culprit use to hide the mechanism behind crime? I think the rope is supposed to be here.
The rope that held the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and snapped. The water from the primordial... The rope that held the water tank...
Ah! Okay. What item did the culprit use to hide the mechanism behind crime?
I remember there was...
Oh yeah, this one, of course.
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again! In the original plan, Cowell would tamper with the water tank rope and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel, and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
Huh. That does make sense.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Are they clapping?
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence. I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case, and we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Linny's personal effects.
What?
That can't be. Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you. Does this not clear all doubt? My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close. Linny did not not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowell then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea. But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Linny desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime. Ultimately, he knocked Cowell out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon. Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the famed Fatui is quite the cold-blooded and ruthless organization. Am I right, Mr. Linny?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here. Is this the end of the road?
No.
Oh no. I can't think of anything either. It doesn't look like there's any way around this.
We need more evidence.
Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Why did this have to happen now?
I think we've all seen enough now, and we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning. I believe this is indeed the finale. Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view, move...
Excuse me, everyone, but I must interject.
Miss, I must ask you not to shout, and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Linny, if you would be so kind.
What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance? Come on, Linny and Lynette, give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf. But, as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
I understand.
And voila.
Just click. Ta-da!
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me, and then before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowell. I admit it.
What? Why?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show
My
was gonna be
village?
a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been caught before. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Linny was the one who caught me in the act.
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief. Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was on to me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
If they are practice and at concealment, probably.
But I swear I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
Yeah, now it's time to refute the Hydro Archon's previous reasoning.
This time, we need to tell the entire story from Lily-Ann's perspective.
Event of the tunnel.
Seems...
Viene. Tutup pintu. Okay. Not this one. What happened in the tunnel again? This one, right? Yeah.
The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up, but it was smashed during the struggle between Lily-Ann and Cowell.
So that what happened. Okay, and then this guy.
Lily-Ann was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid, biding her time. Just what one might expect of an experienced thief.
Right, and then let's see this off. Okay, this one. This one. She's off. Yes.
The strange sound wasn't from a fight.
See, I'm smart actually.
Attempt to break out when she was frightened.
This is super easy.
It's Detective Paimon time! Having been selected out of the blue, Lily-Ann panicked. Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard. Hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lily-Ann had not dissolved. He did not know that Lily-Ann was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket. Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, he tried to force Lily-Ann back into the box. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lily-Ann came out on top, knocking Cowell out and putting him in the box. With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended.
Voila!
She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the opera house these last 2 days.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses.
Oh!
Talk about a sneaky thief.
Damn it!
At this point, all the events
She stole our food.
that have now come to light.
Ah, so that's the whole story.
Bravo! Bravo!
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements?
Come on, bitch. Say something.
Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
What? Are you reading my mind now? No, I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
Wow, look at that! She's like a deflated balloon now!
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events. The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved.
Wait, so Cowell is evil
He also
after all?
tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Liliane was not from Fontaine and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Liliane. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Liliane, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the accused, is in fact innocent.
Hooray, Linny and Lynette! Amazing!
While there is much in Linny and Liliane's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision.
A card? Oh, a paper?
As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Yes! We are the best lawyer!
Great work, partners.
Who's the best lawyer?
Thank you all.
Jayoma.
Thank you so much.
Let's not celebrate just yet.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's baggage?
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that you dare to bring before this court?
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you, yes? I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the protection of the guards.
Yes, I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration.
Wait, by dissolve, does he mean like melt? Like you can kill people with the water? Like they melt? Like acid?
We've been in this business for a while now.
Add water?
We've made decent more off it. the disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about. The...
Like that? Dissolve? He turned into water? Damn, he melt.
No longer talk.
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
Oh wait, that robot.
So, we're just going back now?
Yeah. We are not needed here anymore.
That's true, but...
Traveler, Paimon! Please wait. ...
Don't talk to me. You
I
betray
know
me.
you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me.
Yeah.
But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end, even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui.
I just wanted to be sure that we are square.
I guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Linny this entire time. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
The Knave? The
Who's
one
the
who
Knave now?
controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
She?
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering...
What? Your father is a woman?
Would you mind hearing a story?
Oh wait. Oh, it's
about my past.
the weekly
Back when our
boss.
parents first
Yeah.
died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several streets until we
Father
found a
is just the
crowded corner,
title.
and we began to perform
Yeah.
magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time.
So they were broke
I didn't
back
want
then.
my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever.
Hmm.
Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic
She got
regardless
soul?
of who your assistant
Who, Lynette?
is, yes?
Oh no. So he
The
was
father's
gonna...
soul, Lynette. Oh wait, no, not the father, right? He's talking about someone else.
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law.
Villains.
I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the Knave standing there in the darkness.
So, she'd already taken care of that
Oh,
guy.
the father killed that guy.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans. Father, I mean, the Knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer. The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here. I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed by nobles, but she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
That's all in the past, though. The nymph is after the Genosis, isn't she?
She has her own plans. She has gained permission from the Sarita to first use the Gnosis' power when she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis. Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. Everyone at Hotel Bouffe d'été, including the knave, has their roots in Fontaine. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right. If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Linny.
Goodbye. I just want to make the story short.
Bye, Linny!
I mean the dialogue short. That's why I take the goodbye one. And plus it sounds more cool. Like the guy was like explaining stuff, and even though it's logic, and I just like whatever. Goodbye, man. MC needs to be cool. Am I right? Yeah, what about Tartaglia, child, Ajax, whatsoever?
Hey there.
He's still in this town, right?
You pulled right as the trial
With his
ended.
business or something.
Are you looking for us, Navia?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Don't you think so too?
I'm sorry, Navia.
Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
I wasn't necessarily looking into serial disappearance case.
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades now? And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro Archon's people to follow now, right?
I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I suppose you are just travelers who have only arrived in Fontaine after all. Sorry.
I gotta buy
Too
pills.
presumptuous.
Don't say that, Navia.
My voice is losing.
Aw, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth, and the reflection in the murk to become clearer. Well, sorry about that. I'm a bit prone to nostalgia. Don't mind me. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as partners?
Huh? Do we really need to get that formal?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets later. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
Well, if you say so. Let's go have the meal then.
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm. If Boss Navia's treating, count Paimon in!
Oh, wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer? I believe...
All right then, let's have our farewell meal!
Yay! Woohoo! Proceed. Is it far? How far is it? 900 meter. Teleport.
We cannot just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability.
Excuse me.
There's still a long road ahead.
Is this good, no? Sub DPS.
I came here several times with my father when I was little, but stopped eating here as often after growing up. I hope the food here will be to your taste.
Oh, don't worry. We haven't eaten at
No, we eat
hotel
everything.
this in a
Don't
while.
worry. Look how skinny I am.
In that case, I'll go order for us first. Please wait here a moment.
I want spaghetti.
Ooh,
Holy sh!
looks so
Whoa, is that lasagna? It's so big.
Fontaine sure know how to enjoy life.
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like.
Oh, I'm
If the food's
hungry.
good, I'll make a group reservation for the rest of Spinachi
It's a
Roasting
mushroom
the next
soup
time.
and a big pie.
It's not?
Well, then I'll still bring everyone. Albeit with only one dish per table.
What's albeit?
You sure have your own way of doing things. Oh, we called this a farewell meal, but we could also treat it like a victory feast, right?
It was a pleasure working with you.
Oh, true. Very true. In that case, boss, we'll have another 2 dishes.
Huh? Paimon didn't mean that you had to order even more food. Speaking of cases, do you think that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances will get caught soon now that this has all happened?
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward, but I feel that's about it. We know that there's an organization that means to dissolve these young women, but we still don't know what they are really after.
Oh my god, look at that cake.
Happened right in front of
I
us.
mean the food, the cake.
Paimon wouldn't have ever believed that a person
Not
could be
another meaning.
dissolved like that.
Right? Yet it was because this was such a
I bet it's a
notion that the
cheese
investigation could never really move forward.
pandan cheese or maybe pandan sponge cake.
That guy could have finished speaking.
Oh wait, it's not sponge. There's no way it's sponge.
So close to hearing who was behind it.
In such investigations,
What cake is
even
that?
the smallest step can seem like a yawning chasm if the trail
It's a
of clues
cheese
is cut
matcha,
off.
I think.
To be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities might conduct. It's not that I don't have faith in their ability.
And a
It's
big
just
cherry
that
on
a
top.
different perspective is required in some matters.
Damn, I missed cake.
It's easy to guard against and deceive a single narrow perspective. A shift in thinking is required at such times in order to produce a breakthrough. Which is exactly why the Spina di Rosula exists. Those highfalutin folk are not all-knowing. That's why we exist. To seep into the cracks where filth falls through, where their watch fails them. That's the kind of problems we solve.
Seems Paimon thought things were simpler than they actually are.
It's all right. Well, this was supposed to be a farewell meal, so I doubt you have further interest in this business, right? Let's talk about something else. Like, what are your future plans?
We wanted to ask the Hydro Archon for some information, actually.
That's true. We didn't have a chance to speak to her after the trial ended. It didn't really seem like the right time or place to do it anyway.
And she's so dramatic.
I see. So, your primary objective, which has been foiled so far, was to have a chat with the Hydro Archon. I've heard that there's a long line of people waiting to meet Lady Farina. I suspect you'll be waiting for quite a while, considering that you missed your chance today.
Yeah, we've heard that she's super popular here in Fontaine, and that it'll be tough getting any of her time.
Well, would you consider some more, unique ways? Perhaps even methods of, let's say, questionable legality?
Guess that's Spina di Rosula's boss for you. Chock full of sketchy ideas. Well, what did you have in mind?
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House, only to abandon your act at the play's climax and ask to speak to her after the performance. I'm sure Lady Farina would be eager to see the ending, and would agree in order to finish watching the play. Don't you think?
Could you suggest something a little more practical? This plan seems pretty hard to pull off. We'd have to go learn how to act, and acting's really hard.
All right, here's another. Find a way to conceal yourselves under her bed. Then wake her up in the dead of night and demand answers. Don't let her go back to sleep until she answers all your questions.
Good
I
idea.
can personally testify that this one works. When I'm sleepy, I'll do anything as long as I can finally get some sleep.
That might work, but that's not really the problem. The problem is we don't want to get ourselves arrested.
Valid point. I overlooked that part. I was just thinking about leveraging a person's desire for sleep.
How can you overlook something like that?
All right, no more joking around. Perhaps you could.
Wait, look at the background of the chair.
I don't know.
It looks
Cut
like
the line
butt.
when she's on a break.
It looks like ass cheek. The chair pattern. Like a bunch of ass cheek as a pattern.
You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from false accusations. False accusation she had nearly
Wait, Paimon is not
personally.
sitting. I just noticed that.
I imagine that she feels quite ashamed about the whole
Yeah,
thing.
you will look weird
You mean
if she's
that if we
sit,
catch
right?
her while she's on a break, she might be too embarrassed to refuse? Oh, that does make some sense.
It's worth a try.
Why don't we give it a try after this meal? You know, strike while the iron is hot and all.
Huh? Paimon, did you drink my Fanta?
Was this your drink?
Oh no, another thief? Oh.
Sorry about that. Paimon wasn't really paying attention and the cup was right next to Paimon. Would you like to order another?
There's 2 drinks
No,
only.
It's fine. We're just about done here.
She expect Paimon to share drinks with Traveler?
Honestly, Paimon wouldn't recommend Fanta anyway. It tastes kind of salty and icky.
I'll have to agree. My drink also tastes that way too.
Is that so?
Tastes so bad.
Well, in that case, we'll have to blacklist the Fanta here then.
Fanta.
If we're all finished eating, then I'll go pay.
Yeah, we're stuffed. Thanks for the treat, Navia. Oh, so full. Paimon can barely float anymore.
You could try walking, you know.
That would be so normal. You know, like
Yeah, I really want to see how she gonna look like
As for expenses this month, we're left with...
Hey, Navia! What are you doing over there?
Is Navia rich?
Nothing. It was just a meal, you know? Nothing the Spina di Rosula can't cover.
That was a pretty pricey meal, all thanks to Paimon.
Let's get ready to try to
She looks like she's a rich. She came from a rich family though.
So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in Fontaine, you're always welcome to contact the Spina di Rosula. I'll give your request the highest priority. In any case, I wish you smooth sailing. I'll see you again, partner.
See ya!
Bye bye. Now, where's Tartaglia? Where's that guy? I have his oh wait, there you are. I think I have his stuff. His vision? Yeah, his vision. I can destroy it. What happened if I... Oh, cannot. Right. Okay. Element mastery. Okay.
There aren't many people around anymore. Looks like that boat we took to Araneas might have been the last one.
Vache.
Oh wait, yeah, this thing can talk.
Looks like we're back here again. Huh? Traveler? Are you hearing voices again?
Yes.
Ugh. That's kinda spooky. Are you sure we don't want to come back in the morning?
Vache? Vache.
Hey, why are you still looking?
I can feel a strong emotion.
Nasty in the water.
Things are getting a little blurry.
Huh? Hang on. Paimon can kinda hear a voice. It's calling for
Vacher.
right? Hey, traveler?
Oh,
Stop walking!
sleepwalking. What the? Oh, Oceanit? Where's this?
Vache. Are you my dear Vache? No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Do you know Vache? Do you know where my love is?
I'm afraid not.
Wait. Who am I? I'm very sorry. I fear I do not know. My memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. So many fragments dissolved amidst the tide, never to be recovered. How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land have I since forgotten?
Human? How much have I lost? How many things I once did? On land. Human?
Yes, that is what I was once.
Oh, she's a human back then?
I am but the consciousness of one who was
Oh.
lost, therefore.
You lost your form.
I do not know how I came to be like this either. I only vaguely remember
You're going
being covered
back
in
to
light
sperm
blue
shape.
water, and then all grew dim.
Could she be one of the girls who were dissolved? Oh,
I
maybe.
also remember going to many places. I loved adventure, loved exploring places of peril.
With Vache?
No matter where I went,
Yeah.
Vache would go with me. I knew how dearly he loved me, And I also loved him equally as much.
Maybe he's with another girl now?
We can no longer go back. The pain of such parting. I never knew how heavy it could be.
So you need me to find him?
No. Our reunion no longer has any meaning. There is no way for us to create any new memories. The thought of me gives him no succor. So let it lie forgotten beneath the waters. If you meet Vache, tell him not to look for me. Tell him to move on. That is the only thing I still
she was calling for him. I believe it will be hard for him to forget you.
Perhaps that is so. As I was submerged in the waters, losing consciousness, I saw Vache above the surface. His eyes were filled with such sorrow, such longing. If only I could
so she needs me to send her last message.
Indeed, I had felt a great warmth.
That means...
Is that what you call it? Dissolving? If anything, I consider it a form of release. It was a state of neither fear nor frenzy, with only an endless peace, like the water's still surface. I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time, and only then sees how they have lived for so long in a world of endless want and anxiety.
It seems that after the body is dissolved...
I think I hear your companion. It's time for you to go, I think.
Is that Paimon?
Farewell, then. I am glad that you were able to sense my presence. Remember, if you see Vache, tell him not to seek me out any longer.
Whoa! Whoa! Huh? What happened? Whoa! Whoa, old man, you're strong! Wow!
Demoiselle, look out!
My super strong sword!
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex.
It's that bitch!
Clorand?
Oh wait, she's on our side. Oh, it's that woman! Yeah, thank you. I thought she's an enemy, sorry. Dendro bullet. Wow. I can go back to sleep then, I guess.
I should thank you for lending us your sword there, Clorand. But before I do so, could you explain how you managed to show up here?
I followed you. It seemed to me that danger has followed you more closely as of late.
I believe that following someone without their knowledge is actually called stalking, is it not?
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety, and I will not betray his trust. He would do the same, were he alive today.
Do not speak of my father!
Your father?
Sorry, demoiselle. I was not strong enough.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Clorand, but do keep an eye out for your manner of speech. I believe we all wish to avoid unnecessary emotional harm.
Sorry, I did not consider your
If I were her,
feelings.
I would just say like,
Whatever.
oh, I was just I
What
was
else do you know?
happen to
How
be
did you
around
come
this
to the
town.
conclusion that I'd be in grave danger?
I doubt I know much more than you.
Mr.
But I
Callas,
believe that the mastermind behind
I
the
have no
serial
idea which one is that.
disappearances is very powerful. Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
I'm sure they've known about me. To be honest, I'm shocked it's taken them this long to act against me. And what about these Gardamex? I thought only those associated with a Maison Gardiennage could control them.
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure to check a moment ago. They are not the ones used by the authorities to enforce the law. I can only conclude that some powerful or wealthy party must have obtained them via illegal means, deploying them as a private force of sorts.
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina di Rosula's league, then?
Yes. Be careful, and do not act rashly.
I will continue investigating no matter what. We will bring the truth to light. That's my father's true last wish. Regardless, thank you for your help today, Clarand. But if you get any ideas, tell me first. I don't much appreciate being followed.
I do not think that they'll strike again anytime
Traveler
soon.
is holding his head,
So I shall stop
waiting for
following
them to notice him.
you. Good day, all.
Right. I suppose that's the best news we've gotten today.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Clarand was being sincere with you. If we tried, we could attempt to thaw relations a little.
I know, she's...
What just happened?
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were done for! Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and Nadia and her gang saved us! Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Chlorine who came out to save us too! We got lucky there. Paimon probably couldn't have fought them off otherwise.
That's the only emote Traveler can do. Oh, so you're a fighter now, Paimon?
Oh, come now. Forget all that polite talk. That wasn't really a farewell meal we had back there. Not for me, anyway. In truth, I hope that every meal we have together shall be a victory feast. As such, we're still partners. There's no need to thank
Chlorine's
me.
the one child's
It
wanna
will
fight.
take
Oh, I see.
50 years for me to match Demoiselle's magnanimity.
Is Chlorine stronger
If it were
than
me, I would have
Tartaglia?
joined the Spina di Rosula on account of her goodwill long ago.
All right, you two. That's enough.
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger? You sure did show up in the nick of time.
Oh,
To be honest, you're the one who
weakling.
tipped us off, Paimon.
There's no one can beat Tartaglia.
Really? Paimon contributed somehow? Ooh, Paimon's even more amazing than she thought!
Yes, all thanks to you grabbing my drink by
Oh,
mistake.
so he came here
How did
just to test,
After we parted
just to
ways,
test
I
out the
was on the way
strength.
back to one of our bases when I suddenly thought of what you said. That the Fanta tasted kind of salty and icky.
What do you mean?
Fanta only comes in
Basically,
sweet flavors. So
that's my
how could it have
Tartaglia.
tasted salty. The color of the drink, if I recall,
Oh, we seek
had
power.
also been a bit off.
So the Fanta had been spiked with water from the primordial sea?
Yes. So if you hadn't drunk that cup for me,
Spina di Rosula is preparing the grandest of awards for you as we speak for saving the boss.
Huh.
Hmm. Otherwise, we will have been.
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate. But whoever did this left no trace at all.
Damn, someone poisoned
That's when I
us.
figured out that you might be in danger and hurried here as quickly as I could.
What? Why would they go after us too? All we did was defend Linny in court and help clear his name. Ugh, now we're caught up in this mess too, aren't we?
Well, you did foil a plan that they were probably pretty proud of, and almost got their name in the process.
Navia will have this off, like melt
When you
like
drank
the guy
primordial seawater?
who dissolve in the middle of the stage, like that guy. Oh, does that mean death if you dissolve? So she will have died? Is it?
Well, it can't be a coincidence that the traveler fainted just now. He said that he heard that voice calling for Vache again. Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too, but it was real faint. Does this situation have to do with the primordial seawater then?
According to Lynette.
Does that mean the primordial
But the water
seawater
doesn't work on
raises so
Paimon
much
and Traveler.
sensitivity to hydro when it's used on people who are not from Fontaine?
Traveler and Paimon cannot dissolve? Like, are they too strong or something?
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing, to be honest.
I also gained some new intel.
New intel? While you were out cold?
Yeah.
Well, let's hear it, shall we?
The voice in the fountain belonged to one of the missing women.
Oh, that is important.
Oh.
Vache. That name doesn't ring a bell. I suppose he hasn't stepped forward as a witness in court lately. Since he saw that young woman dissolve, he was at least at the crime scene. But he never gave testimony or any information regarding people dissolving in the primordial seawater. Could he have been threatened?
We should try searching for him.
Yes, thank you. This is very important information indeed. We will continue to investigate.
Alright, partner.
Oh, you mean you'll help us investigate?
Well, you did say that our farewell meal didn't really count. That means we're still partners, right? And besides, we're in this now whether we like it or not. You're not gonna let those people who targeted us get off the hook so easily, are you, Traveler?
Messing with us will cost them.
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased. You are the face of Spina di Rosula, after all.
You talk too much. Well, in that case, let's head back to one of our bases, shall we? I'll arrange accommodations for you.
Didn't work on Halsey because she wasn't from Fountain. So that guy really was the bad guy, right? Cool. What's his name again? Cooler or something?
We also have some plans to go over, and hopefully we can deepen our bonds as partners. But we'll take that one step at a time, I guess.
Don't worry, you two.
Cowell, yeah,
With us
Cowell.
around, our base is definitely secure.
Go to the Spina. Spina sounds familiar. Where did I heard that one? Spina. I heard that name from somewhere. Spina. But from where? Oh yeah, from Toram Online. Spina, no wonders. That's my first RPG game that I actually enjoyed. I mean, the first RPG that I enjoyed back then. It's a mobile game called Toram Online. The money, they call it Spina over there. Like here is Mora, over there is Spina.
It's right up ahead, but let's make sure we weren't followed first.
I've been keeping watch, Demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone suspicious thus far.
Very good. But let's not let our guard down for now.
I shall find rooms for our respected guests.
Thank
Sure.
you, Malus. Now, let's continue, Traveler.
We going down, right? Oh, a romantic song. This place doesn't look romantic at all. What is this? Ratatouille? Can we just teleport here? Wait, let's try go manually. Holy shit. Huh. Hey, there's people down here. Hello. What are you doing? Are these people homeless? Hey. Oh, damn it. Howdy. Look at the kid. What are you watching? What's so fun? What's so fun watching this thing? They are crazy. Are they reading the newspaper? Hey, look at that. Ah! Oh, what the fuck? That place is their homes? Oh. Oh, so not homeless then. But hello, mozzarella.
So, this is your base? It's not quite what Paimon imagined.
Your accommodations have been arranged. Under the present circumstances, I can confidently say it's the best we have.
Thank you.
Well, our funds have been a little tight lately.
Oh, she's broke.
After all, we don't allow illegal or unethical profiteering. In fact, our funds often come from citizenry who support us.
Seems like it's tough times for everyone. But if you have the support of the people, that does sound like it's worth it.
To be honest, our financial situation was a lot better back when my father was in charge a few years ago. I'm afraid I'm not quite his equal.
Your father.
You should go to your father.
His boss is Spina di Rosura,
What's his
right?
what's her father name again?
Did he...
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me to explain.
Rosa something.
I'll explain it myself. I suppose I couldn't run from this topic forever.
Callas, yeah, Callas.
As partners, this is something I hope they can understand. My father's name is Callus.
Yeah,
Yes,
Callas.
The same one they call Callus the Unfaithful.
Callas the
streets.
unfaithful in the
3
street.
years ago,
Okay.
he was accused of murdering his own friend. But he chose a duel to defend his honor instead of standing trial. He died in the duelist ring.
Oh my god, your father's weak.
But I do not believe my father was a murderer. I'm sure he was set up. At the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was duly investigated, something amiss would
How
crop
come
up
he
and
lost
prove his innocence.
one versus one?
Strangely,
Damn.
he not only requested the duel himself, but rumor
What
has
level
it
is your father?
that even after being seriously injured, to the point where he could be deemed as having lost the duel, he refused to surrender, determined to die in the arena. 3 years later, I still don't understand why he did that. How could he protect his honor if he's dead? If anything, he gave up his chance to defend himself.
Do you have any clues as to why?
The closest piece of info I have is that my father had been investigating the serial disappearances case at the time of his death.
Ah, so that's why you're so determined to get to the bottom of that case.
That's right. I've also tried to investigate the murder my father was implicated in, but I haven't found a single new clue in my countless reviews of the investigation records. However, I believe that if the murder case is related to those behind the disappearances, they must know something. I must know what really happened. Was my father coerced? Framed? Even if he really did kill his friend, I must get to the truth. If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact that my mother died due to complications when giving birth to me. And now, here I am investigating his death. You really are a handful, aren't you, Papa?
For the sake of your family. You know, we are quite alike in this regard.
Demoiselle, please, if there is anything I can do, anything at all,
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. There are none whom I respect more than the two of you, Demoiselle. Master Callus did so much good in life, yet all it took was one murder case for him to be dubbed Callus the Unfaithful. Even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident, hence our strained finances at present.
Wait, if Callus was such a good man, wouldn't people at least be a little suspicious when he was accused?
No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama. It's not something exclusive to people from Fontaine, really. Everyone's like that. People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf, but they also enjoy watching good people fall into an abyss from one slip-up just as much.
True.
But how could... never mind. If Callus was really falsely accused, we have to find the truth.
I love watching that.
Happened to him.
There is one other thing.
I love it when
Master
superhero
Callus's
fail.
opponent in the duel was Ms. Clorand.
Oh, her? Well, then, isn't that as good as saying that she was the one who killed him?
No wonder the mood was a little strange between the two of you.
Yeah, that's not the sort of thing that you can just let go and move on from.
Ms. Clorand has always placed great emphasis on the honorable nature of the duel. If her opponent doesn't yield, she will not stop either. She knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected him, but seeing how he was resolute in the arena, there was only ever one choice she could have made.
It's not that I don't understand her at all, but I just can't deal with this yet.
Don't worry, Navia. Paimon knows how you feel. You don't have to force yourself to do that.
Afterward, Ms. Clorand told us that at the start of the duel, Master Callus requested that she ensure Demoiselle Navia's safety.
Then that indicates...
Yes, that is our understanding as well.
Oh, Papa. What madness drove you to ask the person who killed you to take care of me? All right, anyway, that's the information I wanted to share with you.
Yeah, that's right. She's just doing her
It
job.
sound like I was just complaining towards the end.
No, it's alright.
Thanks. You two should go and rest. This was quite a day after all.
Paimon's feet.
Please,
It will be bad
relax and get some
if
sleep.
she
We will ensure you rest soundly.
refused to beat him up until die. 'Cause that's her job. I would have done it too. Hey, where's the door? Rest.
Paimon slept
I wanted to see how Paimon lay on the bed.
safe.
Like, she's float or what?
Where did the other two go?
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin, and where we have our headquarters. There's not much
Come on,
for them to
Paimon,
do
sit
here at the
down.
moment.
Paimon gets the feeling that you're just trying to get them off your back. But never mind that. When did you get back? Were you waiting here the whole time?
No, I just returned after going out for a while. I did some investigating yesterday regarding the name Vache.
Wait, so you didn't sleep at all?
How could I after having such critical new evidence appear?
Guess Paimon wasn't speaking for everyone just now, huh?
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped from existence. It doesn't seem to have a match anywhere. I suspect that those behind this have already taken steps to hinder an investigation from this angle. But that does prove that this Vache person is a key witness in the incident.
Does that mean we're too late, though?
No. There is one ray of hope. One place in Fontaine that they would find almost impossible to threaten, no matter how much they wanted to. And that is the archives kept by Chief Justice Neuvillette, a place where detailed files on all the cases in recent years are kept. if the Oceanid you met is one of the young women who went missing recently, we should be able to find some related information there.
So Nervalette maintains an archive of case files? Whew. Guess that's the hard-working Chief Justice for you. In that case, let's go talk to him, shall we? Hmm? Aren't you coming along, Navia? Did you get tired?
No, it's nothing. Let's go see the Honorable Chief Justice.
Wait, hold on. Oh, so I have streamed 2 hours already. Did you get anything? No, someone's calling me. Come on. Hello? Wait, sekarang. Alright, I'm back. Okay. Oh, so you got all of it. Nice. Now it's over there, but above. Okay, I think I'm gonna end the stream here. I'm gonna continue on Wednesday. Today's Sunday, right? Yeah, Wednesday. I'll play either Genshin or another game. So next week, yeah, I'm gonna go out soon. But I'm waiting for Pet Me. Okay. Alright, thank you for watching. Bye bye. Enjoy your reward for watching 2-hour stream of Genshin Impact. Adios.